If life has got a little smaller lately, less time, less energy, fewer chances to get out and do the things you used to love, this video is for you. You might think that when life gets overwhelming, the last thing you need is a new project. But I'm going to show you why adding this one specific thing is actually the fastest way to make you feel like yourself again. Now, you might be sitting there thinking that a period like this is exactly the wrong time to be adding anything new to your life. Why on earth would you start something fresh when you're already stretched too thin? Here's the thing. What I'm about to share with you isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about finding the one hobby that meets you exactly where you already are. Because there's a hobby out there that requires no specialist equipment, no club membership, no commute, no physical fitness, and no schedule that someone else controls. And here's the part that gets most people. You've already got almost everything you need to begin. That hobby is writing a newsletter about the things you love. And before you convince yourself you can't, hear me out, because I've been there myself and I know exactly why this works when almost nothing else does. And stay with us to the end, because I've got something completely free that will make your first few steps feel very straightforward indeed. I spent years writing online fanzines, forums, newsletters, before life got complicated in ways I hadn't planned for. A busy family, caring responsibilities, a home life that left very little room for the kind of hobbies I used to enjoy. Suddenly, going out to clubs, attending events, getting hands-on with things, all of that shrank quite significantly for a while. But writing came with me. It fitted into the gaps. And over time, it became not just something I did, but something I built a whole community around, even a whole business around. So when I tell you this works, I'm not reading from a script someone else handed me. This is what I actually did. Now, you might be wondering, do I even have enough to write about if I'm not actually going out there and doing the hobbies as much as I used to do? In just a moment, I'm going to show you exactly why that worry disappears faster than you expect. But first, let me ask you something. Think about the hobby you love or loved in the past or wish you could do more of. How many years of experience do you have with it, even if it's only thinking about it and planning it? How many stories? If you've done it for years, how many mistakes, discoveries, obsessions, moments of joy? That is your gold mine, and it isn't going anywhere. The great thing about starting a newsletter about your hobbies and interests is that you already have all the material you need to get going. It's not like choosing a brand new topic and having to begin doing a ton of research. You already know the details, the background, your history with the hobby, your experiences while enjoying it. You have a collection of knowledge to share, ready to go. And here's something that tends to surprise new writers. Even in the early stages, as your little audience begins to grow, people start to interact with you. It sounds like a lot of work to keep coming up with new ideas, but that's the thing. Once you start, you aren't doing it alone. Your readers start asking questions that actually help write your next issues for you. They bring new information to the table, new questions, new angles you hadn't considered. You're not just broadcasting into a void. You're starting a conversation that feeds itself. Now, I know what else you might be thinking at this point. The time question. If your old hobbies took up whole weekends, surely writing a newsletter is just as demanding. Actually, no, not even close. By using established frameworks and templates like the ones inside the free new writer bundle I've put together for you, what you're really doing is saving time. The prompts and structures don't take away your writing voice or replace your personal experiences. They just make putting the whole thing together more of a plug-and-play situation. Actually, writing a full 800-word newsletter takes much less time than most people think, and you don't even have to start that big. A couple of 100 words will do for your first few issues. And here's something I want to address directly, because I think it matters. Some of you watching this at home, you're at home more than you like, not just because life is busy, but because things have been genuinely tough. Health, family, circumstances you didn't choose. And the last thing you want is a hobby that demands you explain yourself or open up about any of that. Something I found during my own writing life is that you develop a sense of the right time and the right place to share something a bit more personal. When I'm writing about amateur radio or vintage video games or the music I play, almost nothing private needs to come into it at all. It can be as impersonal as you like and still feel like you. You're a real person writing. You're entirely in control of where the boundaries sit, and you can just do what makes you feel comfortable. Okay, now let's talk about the big one, the fear that no one will care. What if nobody cares about my specific niche? I've wondered the same thing about some of the topics I write about, and I've worked with dozens of new writers who've shared exactly that fear. But here's what it comes down to. There are 8 billion people on this planet. You could imagine that about half of them have easy access to the internet and are of the right age and what have you to research and read and enjoy content online. Out of those 4 billion people, I promise you there is a healthy, enthusiastic audience for even the most niche of interests. Your people are out there. They're just waiting for someone to open the door. And that someone can be you. So here's the one thing I want you to take away from today. Writing a newsletter about your passion is the hobby that requires the least from you and gives back the most. No kit, no club, no commute, just your stories, your knowledge, and a little structure to help you get started. That structure is exactly what I've packed into the New Writer Bundle. It's completely free. It's linked down in the description below, and it contains the prompts and templates that will take you from a blank page to a finished first issue without the overwhelm. And if the thought of finding your first readers and building that community from scratch is what's holding you back, this video is exactly where to go next. Go grab the bundle, find the hobby that fits your life right now, and let's get your words out into the world. Thanks for watching, and as always, the very best of luck with your writing. Cheers.